Hey there, this is Professor Vaibhav Shah. Welcome to my channel. We'll be having one more lecture from my engineering course series. In today's lecture, lecture 15, we'll be learning how to draw a hyperbola by foci and vertices method, or widely known as arc of a circle method. If you like my content and teaching style, then do share it with your friends and do not forget to like and subscribe to show your love and support. If you want to get better and in-depth knowledge about the subject, then I would recommend the latest edition of book by author Professor T.J. Shah, which is the standard book for engineering drawing and is referred by engineers all over India. So now let's get started. First, step-by-step procedure to draw a hyperbola by foci and vertices method. So we'll be following these steps to draw hyperbola by foci vertices method. Here we'll be drawing double hyperbola, as you can see. So we can draw double hyperbola by this foci and vertices method, or widely known as arc of a circle method for hyperbola. So now let's start. Before starting, remember that in this method, to draw your hyperbola, you need two things: the distance between two vertices V1 and V2, and secondly, you may need the focal point distance between F1 and F2. So keeping in mind that we are having two data, we'll start our example. So let us look at figure number 1 on the leftmost top quadrant point. So now we'll be having V1 and V2. So first of all, let us draw the distance between V1 and V2 by this straight line. After drawing this line, identify left hand side point as V1 and right hand side point of this line as V2. After identifying the vertices distance V1 and V2, let us find out its midpoint. So you can find out midpoint directly by your scale, or either you can use bisection of line method to find out its midpoint. After finding out this midpoint, let us denote it by point O. Now, in next step, we must locate the distance between two foci, F1 and F2. So let us suppose the distance between two foci is given. So always keep in mind, we have to draw the distance of half of the foci from one of the midpoint O. So let us project half of the distance between the foci as OF1 on the left hand side, and let us locate F1 point on the left hand side of your center point, and let us locate F2 on the right hand side of your center point. After locating F1 and F2, we must proceed further. Now, in this, we have to select any arbitrary number of points. These points may or may not be equidistant. So let us suppose we have selected this point 1, 2, 3 on the right hand side of your focal point F2. So this is point 1, 2 and 3. You can select it randomly. It's perfectly all right. Now after selecting this point, now the actual process of drawing and method of drawing an arc begins. So let us start. So first, take out your rounder, and now on your rounder, adjust the dimension of V2 till V1. So adjust on your rounder V21. After adjusting your rounder to V21 radius, put your rounder first on F2. Make one arc above F2 like this, and make another arc below F2 like this. Similarly, with the same dimension of V21, put your rounder at focal point F1 and make one arc on above F1 and make one arc below this F1. Now, after that, we have to change the radius. Now, take the radius is equal to V1 till 1. So now, firstly, we have selected V2 till 1. Now, in second arc, we'll be selecting distance of V1 till 1. After adjusting on your rounder V1 1 distance, you will put your rounder at F2. Now, but at this time, we will be making cross quadrant arcs. That means from the F2 center, we'll try to cut this arc of your F1 center somewhere here. So we have cut this arc somewhere here above this F1, and we have to cut this arc below this F1. After that, we have to take the same dimension of V1 till 1, and we have to select now F1 as a center, and you have to cut the arc of F2. So we have to use F1 as a center, and we have to cut this arc of F2, which is previously drawn here, and somewhere here down here. So now, after cutting these arcs, we'll be denoting these points as P1, Q1, S1, and R1. Now, we have to repeat this procedure for more points. Like in next step, we'll be taking the distance of V2 till 2. We have to make one arc from F2 above and below F2, and from F1 center above and below F1 center. Then after, we'll change the radius to V1, 2, and this time we'll be using F2 center, but we'll be cutting the arcs of your F1 somewhere here and somewhere down here. Similarly, we have to change the center and keeping the same radius V1, 2, and we have to cut this arc from this F1 center, but this time we'll be cutting arc of F2 somewhere here and somewhere here. So we'll be having this second arc and second point, as you can see in figure number 2, P2, Q2, and S3, R3. Similarly, if we use the third point, so let us look at the figure number 2 now. So we have to select V2 till 3 on your rounder. We have to select this F2 as a center. We have to make one arc on the upper side of the F2, lower side of the F2. Now change the center to F1, keeping the same distance on your rounder, V2 till 3. And we'll be making one arc from above F1 like this and below F1 like this. After that, we have to change the radius. Now radius would be from V1 till V1 till 3. And now we have to put on our F2 center, our rounder. Then you have to cut the F1's previously drawn arc somewhere here, somewhere down here. And likewise, now you will be changing the center, but keeping the same distance of your radius, V1 till 3. And now put your rounder at F1 and try to cut previously drawn arc of your F2 somewhere here and somewhere down here. After getting all these arcs, we might get points P1, P2, P3 here, Q1, Q2, Q3 here, S1, S2, S3 here, and R1, R2, R3 here. So that's it. After getting all these points, you will be joining P2, P3, P1, V1, S1, S2, S3. Similarly, you have to join Q3, Q2, Q1, V2, R1, R2, R3. So that was the construction for hyperbola by foci and vertices method. But now, in this case, if we want to locate the asymptotes or directrix, then what to do? So let us see the process of getting asymptotes or directrix for this double hyperbola. So for that, now let us observe figure number first on the right hand side top corner. So now in which what we'll do? So first of all, you will take O as a center and OF1 half the focal point length as a radius, and you have to draw one circle which must be passing through your F1 and F2 focal points, and whose circle would be your center point O. After drawing the center, taking the half the distance of your focal point, you have to draw two vertical lines from vertex point V1 as well as one line from your vertex point V2. So let us draw one line from your vertex point V1 like this, and one more line from your vertex point V2 like this. This line is completely 100% vertical line, which means it must be making 90 degree with your horizontal line. Now after drawing this line, as you can see, our line will intersect this circle of your focal point at A, here at point B, here down there at point D, and here point C. So we are having 4 points as an intersection point of this vertical line drawn from your vertex point V1 and V2, and which will intersect your circle drawn by half the focal point length as a radius. So after getting these points, we must connect this point in cross manner. So we have to connect this point A and C in cross manner, and we have to extend this line, and we have to connect this point B and D in cross manner to extend this line. If our drawing is perfectly correct, then our lines must pass through the center point O. So here our drawing is perfectly right. So that must be passing from your center point O. So now these two lines which are making a cross sign, which are nothing but known as the asymptotes of your double hyperbola. Now, next, let us see the process of getting the directrix for this hyperbola. So for that, let us look at the figure number 2 on the bottom right corner. So now in figure number 2, we have to draw one more circle. At this time, we have to take the radius of OV1, means half the vertex point distance, and we have to draw the smaller circle. After drawing the smaller circle, as we can notice that the smaller circle is intersecting this previously drawn asymptotes, means the previously drawn this cross sign, and as you can see, it is intersecting this cross sign and the circle here. The cross line intersecting the circle somewhere here. The cross line is intersecting smaller circle somewhere here, and the cross line is intersecting smaller circle here. So at these 4 points of intersection, we can say it as J, G, K, and H. So now at this time, we'll be joining J and K similar side point by a vertical line, and for similarly we have to join this point G and H similar side points by a vertical line, and these two vertical lines generated are known as directrix of your double hyperbola. So now you can find out the directrix lines by other method also. So what we have to do? So now we have to select any point I somewhere here on this curve. Now how to find this point I? So for finding out point I, you must draw one vertical line from your focal point F2. So you have to draw one 90-degree line from focal point F2, and this 90-degree line will intersect this curve at somewhere here, and we can call this point as I. After getting this point I, in next step you have to connect this I with your focal point F1 somewhere here. So we might be having one angle F1I and F2. Now in next step we have to bisect this given angle by bisection of angle method, and we might be having one line which is as a bisector of this angle, and this line will intersect this horizontal axis somewhere here, and this point is nothing but called as point E. And from point E you have to simply draw one vertical line which is nothing but your directrix, and you have to take the similar distance of O to E, and we have to cut this line on the left hand side to get this point somewhere here, and from this point you can draw one another vertical line parallel to your previous directrix, and this is nothing but your directrix number 2, which is your JK directrix. So very easy. It looks very complex in figure, but if you try to draw step by step manner, then I'm sure that you can make it with this directrix and focus method, or you can say foci vertices method. So now let us understand it by one example. Problem 1. Construct a hyperbola having distance between two vertices as 60 mm and distance between the two foci F1 and F2 of 100 mm. Use foci vertices method. Also draw the directrix and asymptotes. So we have to use similar method what we have used just previous example. Step by step procedure to draw foci vertices method. So now hyperbola, we have to draw first hyperbola. The distance between two vertices, that means distance between V1 and V2 is given, which is 60. So V1 and V2 is 60. Now distance between two foci F1 and F2, which is 100. So F1, F2 is given 100. So let us draw one horizontal line first. Then let's plot the distance of two vertices, which is V1 and V2. So we have plotted the distance between two vertices V1 and V2, and let us denote it by 60 mm as a dimension. After that, we have to find out its midpoint at 30 somewhere here and denote it by point O as a center point. Now, after getting point O, take half the distance of your focal length, which is 50 on the left hand side to get point F1, and take the half the distance of your focal point on the right hand side to get your focal point F2. So your total distance of F2 and F1 will be 100 mm like this. Now, after getting this, we have to take any random points arbitrarily on the right hand side of your F2, like 1, 2 and 3. Once again, these points can be of equidistance or you can take it in a random manner. Now, after that, we'll start the procedure of drawing the hyperbola. So first of all, you have to select on your rounder radius of V2 till 1. After selecting your V2 1 distance on your rounder, you have to put your rounder on focal point F2 here. After putting this rounder on focal point F2, you have to draw one arc on the upper side of the focal point and draw one arc on the lower side of the focal point. Now, you have to change the center to now focal point 1 by keeping the same radius V2 1 on your rounder. So now use your center F1. You have to draw one arc on the above the F1 and one arc below this F1. After that, now we have to change the radius. So now we'll be taking the radius of V11. So previously we have used the radius of V21. Now we have to change the vertex point and change the radius now. So we will be selecting V11 on our rounder. Now put your rounder at F2 once again, but at this time we'll be drawing arc in the cross quadrant manner, means we will try to cut the arc drawn by F1 previously somewhere here, and we have to cut the arc at the bottom side of your F1 somewhere here. Now we have to change the center to F1. Now with the same radius V11 on your rounder, now you will be using this center F1 as your center, and you have to cut the arc of previously drawn from F2 somewhere here and somewhere down here. So after getting these arcs, we will be having points P1, Q1, R1 and S1. Now let us proceed. So now we'll be taking the radius is equal to V2 till point 2. You will be using F2 as a center. So draw one arc just above your F2 and draw your arc just below your F2. Now change the center to your focal point F1, but keep the radius constant V2 till 2. Now make one arc just above your F1, just below your F1. Now it is a time to change the radius. So now let us change the radius to V1 till 2. Now use F2 as a center. Draw one arc, previously drawn arc of your F1 somewhere here, and draw one arc on previously drawn arc of your F1 to cut this arc somewhere here. Now change the center to your F1 by keeping the same radius V1 till 2. Now at this time we will be using this center and we have to cut the cross arc here. So we will be cutting this arc of F2 which is previously drawn, and we have to cut the arc below here to cut this previously drawn arc from F2. So now after that we'll give naming as P2, Q2, R2 and S2. Now let us repeat the procedure for third point. So now this time take the radius is equal to V2 3. Put your rounder at F2 center. You will make one arc just above your F2, just below your F2. Now take your F1 as a center by keeping the same arc length of V2 3. Put your rounder at the center F1. Try to cut this arc above this F1 and try to make this arc below this F1. Now it is the time to change the radius. So now let us take the radius is equal to V13 this time, and take your center F2 and try to cut this previously drawn arc here and here, and now change the center to F1 by keeping the same radius of V1 till 3. Try to use this center and to cut this previously drawn arc somewhere here and somewhere down here. So after doing all this procedure, we'll be having points P3, P2, P1, S1, S2, S3 on the left hand side, and Q3, Q2, Q1, R1, R2, R3 on the right hand side. You have to simply join these points by a smooth dark line, and this will give you a hyperbola, double hyperbola like this and like this. Now let us understand the procedure to draw directrix and asymptotes. So first of all, we'll try to find out the asymptotes, and then after we'll see the procedure to draw a directrix. So now what we have to do. So first of all, take out your rounder once again, put your rounder at center point O, and take the radius is equal to half the focal point. That means take the radius is equal to OF1. Now, O as a center, F1 as a radius, draw one circle, which will be passing from your F1 and F2 focal point, obviously. Now, after drawing this circle, you will draw one vertical line from your vertex point V1 like this, and you have to draw one more vertical line from your vertex point V2 like this. So now, as you can see, this vertical line will intersect our previously drawn circle of your half the distance of your focal point, somewhere here, somewhere here, somewhere down here, and somewhere here. So now the vertical line from your vertex will intersect your previously drawn circle somewhere here. This line will intersect somewhere here. This vertical line from your vertex point B2 will intersect somewhere here. And this vertex point line will intersect this circle somewhere here. So let us give naming as A, B, C, and D. Now we have to join the cross points, like we have to join A and C by dark line. So this will give us this line, and this is nothing but your asymptote. And we have to join this line B, D like this in crosswise manner. So it will give us a second asymptote. So this cross line will give us asymptotes. And if you are correct, then your asymptote must pass from your center point O like this. Now, let us move to the procedure of directrix now. So how to plot the directrix? So for drawing directrix, we must take the distance of half the vertex point, that means OV1 on our rounder. Once again, O as a center, you must draw one circle like this, which must pass from your vertex point V1 as well as vertex point V2. So this circle will give us a directrix. How? So let us see. So we have previously drawn one cross, and this cross will intersect our smaller circle somewhere here. This cross line will intersect this somewhere circle here. This cross line will intersect this circle here. This cross line will intersect this circle here. So let us give these points as name J, G, K, and H. So now at this time we'll be connecting J and K vertically like this. So it will be giving us the directrix, and G and H vertically like this. So this will give us a directrix. Now there is one more method to draw a directrix. So you can use this method also. For the second method to draw directrix, we must draw a vertical line from your F2. So let us draw a vertical line from your F2. This line will intersect this hyperbola curve at somewhere this point, and let us say this point is I. After getting this I point, you have to simply connect this I point with your F1, focal point F1. So you will be having one angle generated, F1, I, and F2. So now in next step, you have to just bisect this given angle by angle bisection method. After bisecting the angle, you will be having one bisection line like this. This line will cut this horizontal line somewhere here. Mark this point as E. After getting this E point, you have to just simply draw one vertical line which is 90 degrees to your horizontal axis. So this is nothing but your directrix. Now after getting one directrix, you have to take on your rounder O to E distance, and you have to plot this distance on left hand side of your O point, and from that point you can obviously draw one vertical line, and this will give you a directrix on the left hand side of your O point. So very easy. So let us see one more example. Problem 2. Distance between two fixed points F and F1 is 80 mm, and point P moves in such a way that the difference between its distances from F1 and F and F1 is always constant and is equal to 50 mm. Trace the curve generated by point P. So now you can see that it looks like a definition of a hyperbola. So if we refer my lecture number 1, Introduction to Engineering Curves, then you can directly relate this statement with the definition of hyperbola, in which it says that point P moves in such a way that difference between its distances from two focal point F and F1 is always constant and is equal to the distance between two vertices, and which is equal to constant. And here the constant is given, which is 50. that is nothing but the distance between two vertices. So V1 distance, which is also known as a two-way distance, which is given as 50 mm. And focal point distance is already given, which is 80 mm. So let us start the problem. So first of all, we'll be drawing one horizontal line. After that, let us locate the distance of V1. So we have to take the half the distance here, 25 on the left hand side to denote this V, and half the distance on the right hand side to denote this point V1. After locating this V and V1, we have to find out its center point somewhere here. And after that, we have to locate F and F1 on the left and right hand side. So now V1 distance we have plotted is 50 mm and distance between F and F1 is given distance 80 mm. After that, we can select any random number of points on the right hand side of this F1 point. So let us select 5 number of points. After that, the procedure is very simple. You have to use first V1 as a radius. We'll be putting F1 as a center. You have to draw one arc above this F1, one arc below this F1. You have to draw one arc from this point F, one arc above this F, and one other arc below this F. After that, we'll be taking V1 distance and we'll be putting our rounder at F1. You have to cut this previously drawn arc somewhere here and somewhere down here. Now, we have to change the center but keeping the same radius V1, and we have to cut this arc from your F point somewhere here and somewhere here. So we'll be having this point P1 on the above side and P1 dash on the below side. Now next step, we'll be taking distance of V1 2. We have to make one arc from F1, above F1, below F1. Similarly, we have to put the same rounder of distance V1 2. We have to make one arc above and below F point. After that, we have to take the radius is equal to V tilde 2. And now we have to use F1 as a center. We have to draw previously cut arc. We have to cut previously drawn arc here to get P2 and down here to get P2 dash. Now similarly, we have to use the center F and take the radius is equal to V tilde 2 and put a rounder on your focal point F and try to cut this arc, previously drawn arc somewhere here, somewhere down here. So we'll be having this P2 and P2 dash. Similarly, let us follow this procedure for third point, V1 tilde 3 on your rounder. F1 as a center, draw one arc above this point and below this point. Now change the center to F with the similar radius V1 3 on your rounder. Cut one arc on the above point F and one arc below this point F. After that, let us change the radius to V tilde point 3. Put your rounder at F1. Try to cut previously drawn arc somewhere here to get P3 and down here to get P3 dash. Now change the center by keeping the same radius V tilde point 3 and try to put a take as this center and try to cut this line here. So you will be having this point P3 and down there you will be having this point P3 dash. Similarly, let us take the distance of V1 tilde 4. After getting V1 tilde 4, put your rounder at F1, make one arc above side of this F1 and one arc below this side of the F1, and now change the center to F, but by keeping the radius same, V1 tilde 4 on your rounder. Put your rounder at F, draw one arc just above your F, just below your F to draw two arcs. After that, you will change the radius to point V1 tilde 4, and at this time we'll be putting your rounder here at F1. You have to cut the cross quadrant arc somewhere here to get point P4, down there to get point P4 dash. Now you'll be changing your center to F. You have to keep the same radius of V tilde 4 on your rounder and put your rounder at F and try to cut cross quadrantly. So here you will be having point P4 and here down here you will be getting P4 dash. Now for last point, we'll be selecting on your rounder V1 tilde 5 distance. You have to put your rounder at F1 and you will draw one arc just above your F1, one arc just below your F1. Now after that, we'll be changing the center to your F. We'll be keeping the same radius V1 tilde 5 on your rounder. Put your rounder at F, draw one arc above this F and one arc below this F. Now in the last step, we'll be taking the radius is equal to V tilde 5, this larger distance on your rounder. Put your rounder at F1, try to cut cross quadrant here to get this P5 and here P5 dash, and similarly change your center now by keeping the same radius V till 5. Now try to put your rounder here on your center F and try to cut cross quadrant to get P5 here and P5 dash on here. Now, after getting these points, you have to just connect these points by a dark smooth line. So you can see we will be having double hyperbola. Now let us understand the procedure to draw asymptote in this case. So what we have to do is, we have to take the center and half the focal point length, means center till F distance on your rounder, we have to draw one circle. And which is obvious that our circle will pass from your F and F1 point, and which will give you one circle. After getting this circle, you have to just draw two lines from your vertex point B and vertex point B1. We are having two lines which will cut circle somewhere here, somewhere down here, circle somewhere here, and somewhere down here. So now after that, we have to connect these cross points here. So you can have this line. This is your asymptote, and we have to cross connect these 2 points, and this will be your second asymptote. If you are correct, then your asymptote must pass through the center point. If it is not passing, that you must reconsider your drawing and you must check for if any error present in your drawing. So it is very easy. It looks difficult, but it is not. You have to try it by yourself and you can make it. So now that is all from my side. I will be putting down the links of all of my lectures in description box below. You can go and check it anytime to learn any specific topic you want. If you believe that my content added to your knowledge, then do subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends. If you have any doubts or queries, then write them down below in comment section. I will be very happy to respond them as soon as possible. Keep learning, stay connected. Bye-bye.